Hi guys, and welcome back to Almost a Cinephile. My name is Becca. If you are new here, we like to talk about all things movies and physical media. If that sounds like your jam, then subscribe below, leave me a comment, and Happy New Year. I don't know when this is going up. This is probably going up after New Year's Day. So yes, Happy New Year, happy 2025. Today I am going to be doing a haul. It's an end of year haul because technically I am filming in 2024 still. This is the 31st, New Year's Eve. So technically it's a 2024 end of year haul. I'm going to be going through kind of some last minute secondhand finds, and I had a little bit of a haul for my birthday / Christmas. My birthday, if you didn't know, is on the 28th of December, so I'm right close to Christmas. So I had a little bit of a spree and did a bit of shopping, and we got some new physical media, brand new, from a shop that wasn't secondhand. So I will be going to that last. I'm just going to go through a few of my secondhand pickups first. I have tried to, as best as possible, organize them into genre specific so that we can kind of whiz through this pretty quick. I don't know how many are here, there's quite a bit. As always, I usually always start with the kids films first. I do collect animation and kids films. I have 3 children. We really enjoy animation, we really enjoy kids films. It's just a given. If that's not your jam, you can skip this part. It's going to be pretty quick. I have 4, kind of. They kind of aren't maybe like kids / family films. So the first one is my favorite Disney film. Second favorite now, actually. My favorite Disney animated classic film is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So good. The score is killer. The storyline is dark. I love it. But my second favorite as a kid was Dumbo. I love Dumbo. Elephants are my favourite animals as well. So, I mean, who doesn't like Dumbo? Dumbo is a story of an elephant who has rather large ears and is separated from his mother, and finds a friend within the mouse. Is the mouse Timothy? Timothy Mouse. I actually remembered that. That's mad. And they find a magic feather and he learns to fly. It's classic Disney. I have not seen the live action remake and I will not be doing that. The second film I found was Watership Down. This is a classic and it's a deluxe edition apparently. This is a very dark film. It's a very dark animation. Tells the realities of life and death, of, you know, survival, and it is a fantastic film. I really love this film. As I said, if you have very little children, maybe don't put this on unless, you know, you want them to know about the ways of life and the food chain and how things just happen in the natural world. But other than that, I think it's a really good film. I've never read the book, but I do love the film. I also got an Adam Sandler movie. I don't like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. I know a lot of people really love him. I don't. I find some of his comedy a little bit too slapstick for my liking. But Big Daddy and 50 First Dates are my 2 favourite Adam Sandler films. So I found this one and I really like it. And it's really cute. And it's, you know, it's a feel-good film. I haven't seen Uncut Gems, where Adam Sandler is playing a slightly more serious role, but it is on my watch list. And then I got this film for my husband in his stocking. Yes, we still do other stockings. No, I don't care. His favourite film is Saving Mr. Banks, which is all about the story of Walt Disney and acquiring the rights to Mary Poppins and the story behind it. Do I know if this is actually a real story, a true story? I don't know. But it's got Emma Thompson, Tom Hanks, and it is a really lovely film. He loves this film for some reason, so that's why we have this. So those are all the kids' films. I'm now going to be moving on to a few kind of random genres and then get into the more bigger sections. So I have one romance that I have, which is Chocolat, which is my mum's favourite film. This has got Johnny Depp and Juliette Binoche. Judi Dench is also in this. And this is a story about a, I suppose, nomadic family, or mother and daughter, who have a kind of really interesting background, and they settle in a little town in France and make chocolate. Even though it's coming up to Lent, it's a very Christian town. And then Johnny Depp plays I suppose, gypsy, a pirate, a gypsy, who comes onto the riverbanks, and obviously all the people in the town. It's very like little town versus the outsiders. So that storyline, and also Juliette Binoche and Johnny Depp also have a romance in it. It's a lovely film if you haven't watched it. Music is really good in it as well. I have one comedy. I suppose Big Daddy counts as a comedy as well, but Dodgeball. I love Dodgeball. Dodgeball's great. My husband picked this up randomly, I think. Dodgeball is a great film. It is so quotable. Like, I always just randomly shout out, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Yeah, or like, get in there real nice and deep like. Yeah, it's such a good film. Such a good film. Ben Stiller is amazing in this, and I love Vince Vaughn films. I actually find, as much as Vince Vaughn practically plays the same character in every single film, I still enjoy him. So we picked up Dodgeball. Brilliant, quotable, funny, hilarious. Love it. There's a couple of films that are kind of more dramas, I suppose. The first one is Children of Men. This is on a lot of people's favourite films of all time lists. I've never seen it. So I picked a copy up of it. I believe it's like there is no baby's been born, and then all of a sudden there's a woman that's found who's pregnant, and I assume they've got to save or escort her, you know, from one place to another without her or the baby being harmed. I'm pretty sure that's the premises of this story. I've not watched it, so excited to give that one a go. This is a one I also put in my husband's stocking alongside Saving Mr. Banks, and that is Boyhood. This is a film we watched together, and it is filmed actually over 12 years. It's one of the first films that was filmed over a really long period of time. I remember this coming out and being like a very new thing of its time, because they stuck with the same people, and as I said, filmed it over a really, really long period of time as we watched this child grow up to become a young adult. It also stars Ethan Hawke in it, and it's a really beautiful story about family and relationships and boyhood. So really good watch if you haven't seen it. Another film that's a little bit devastating is Room. I picked this up in a CEX on my birthday. It has a really nice slip as well, so I was like, ooh, I'll pick that one up. I think it's an A24 film actually, Room. One of the first early A24, sorry, and Film 4, I think. This is quite a devastating story about a woman who's been locked and trapped by this man in a room for a really long time. I don't remember how long. She also has a son with this man, and he's also trapped in the same room. They're not let out. And we watch them escape, and we basically follow them through their life afterwards. You know, the kid's never seen grass or the outside or the sun. It's really devastating and really, really good. One of, what is her name? I should know her name. Everybody always, you know, Brie Larson, sorry. Captain Marvel herself is in this film, and she is actually really good in it. And to kind of build on my Sofia Coppola film collection, I got The Beguiled. Never heard of it. I am making a goal of mine this new year, to watch all of Sofia Coppola's films. I have watched and loved Lost in Translation. That is my favourite film ever. It's on my top 10 list of all time films. So I thought, you know what, it's a really good idea to watch more of her works, and I found The Beguiled. I didn't know it was a film, so I'm going to give this a go and watch it, as well as hopefully some others of hers. A couple of franchises that I'm starting / trying to complete. Obviously I'm a twihard, so I had to find and grab this. I only have Twilight at the moment, so I grabbed Breaking Dawn Part 1. So I now only need 3 more films of the series: New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn Part 2. And then I finished my Twilight collection. Twilight's one of those films, especially this time of year, where I just have the craving to watch it. I really don't care. I don't care how cringy it is. I literally know every line in these films. I love them. I loved the books. They are part of my childhood. I will never ever dump or be mean about them. Another franchise that a lot of people are quite mean about and take the mick out of a lot is 50 Shades of Grey. I don't care. And I know a lot of you watching are men. And I apologise, but I'm not sorry also, because I really liked 50 Shades of Grey. Not just, you know, not just the steamy scenes, but I like the story. I enjoy the characters. I know it's very tropey. I know it's very cringy. I don't care. I don't have any others of this. I think it's like 50 Shades Darker and 50 Shades Freed. I don't have either of those, but this apparently is the unseen edition, and I'm curious what I haven't yet to see from this. So now we're going to go on to some cult classics. I found quite a few cult classics in the shops, as you can see. I suppose cult classics are films that made a massive impact and have now become cult favourites. They don't necessarily have to be old films, but to start with, I did find Girl Interrupted. This tends to be on a cult classic list whenever I look at like people's lists of films. I've only seen this once, and it's about, I think, it's very similar to, I suppose, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where it's a group of girls that are in a psychiatry ward, and they, you know, it's, as I said, I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I know that part about it. It's got Angelina Jolie, Winona Ryder in it, and I have seen it once and I really enjoyed it, so I thought it'd be good to add to my collection. One film I haven't ever seen before, but it is a huge cult classic, and that's Pulp Fiction. I've never seen this film. I have seen other Tarantino films. I've seen Django. I've seen, I'm going to completely forget everything I've ever seen from him. I've seen Kill Bill Volume 1. I have seen, you know what, I can't even remember anymore. It's bad, isn't it? It's bad when you don't remember anything as soon as you turn the camera on. I can't remember, but I have seen Tarantino's works. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. For some reason, I just haven't seen it. So I've added it to my collection to push me to watch this damn film. A film that actually was recommended to me by a friend is True Romance. I found this Iconic Films version of True Romance. She played me the score by Hans Zimmer. I love Hans Zimmer. And I recognise the music from it, but I have never actually seen this movie, so I'm going to give it a go. I have no idea what it's about, but she recommended, so I found it and picked it up. Another cult classic that is, I believe, Mr. Coppola's, or Coppola's, Mr. Francis Ford Coppola's, who's the daddy of Sofia Coppola, I think, and that's Apocalypse Now. I've never seen it. I don't mind a war film, but I'm not like a big war film person. But I feel like it's something that I need to watch just because everybody always talks about it, and it has a really good cast in it as well. Marlon Brando, Robert Duvall, Martin Sheen, Lawrence Fishburne, Dennis Hopper, and Harrison Ford. Any guys out there, let me know. Apocalypse Now, good, bad, what do you think? Because I need to watch it. And on the other end of the spectrum is a very feminine and girly cult classic, and that's Pretty Woman, my sister's favourite film. I don't mind Pretty Woman. I really like Pretty Woman. It's not like something I need to always watch, but I love Julia Roberts in this era, so I picked that one up. Another cult classic, more so for children and families, The Goonies. I mean, need I say more? I picked it up. Great film. Love it. Another one is Tom Hanks in, oh my God, Forrest Gump. It's right here. Why did I close my eyes? I could just see it on the case. Forrest Gump. I love this film. I love Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is just, it's just amazing. If you haven't seen it, why? My parents had this, so I am very aware of Forrest Gump and the story. And this is a Paramount collection one. There's a lot of collection DVDs in this, like special editions and stuff, which is really cool. And then another cult classic I've not seen before is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I found this and I was like, oh my God, this is on my watch list. So I'm really glad I found a copy of it that I can use for my watch list. This has Matthew Broderick in it, and I believe it has the girl from Dirty Dancing in it as well. I believe she plays his sister. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what it's about. I've never watched it, but excited to have it. And a very, very dude film is Dances with Wolves. This has Kevin Costner in it, obviously playing a guy who dances with wolves. No, that's not true. I have seen this loads and loads of times. Cowboy Indian film, really great. Love it. There's a little bit of gore in this as well, which I appreciate. But it's, you know, it's about what happened in America during this time period. Not necessarily things I agree with, but it's a great film. And now we're moving on to, well, no, I've got a couple more, sorry, cult classics, two more. Another film about American patriotism and the Civil War, The Patriot. fantastic film. I believe this is another Mel Gibson directed film. I am slowly collecting Mel Gibson movies. I have Braveheart. I really want The Passion of the Christ. And now I have The Patriot, so really excited. Oh, I also have Apocalypto, another really good one of his. I really like The Patriot. I love Mel Gibson movies. I feel like they're always really patriotic for whatever place we're looking at. If you look at Braveheart, it's very patriotic. If we look at Apocalypto, it's very, you know, very much like tribe against tribe kind of thing. So I love his movies, and excited to have The Patriot. I also have Die Hard 2. My husband picked this up. I'm not a big Die Hard fan, to be really honest. I don't mind them. I can watch them, but I'm not like, I need Die Hard in my collection. So sorry guys, but not a big deal in my opinion. I will watch them. But he wanted Die Hard 2. I don't know why. We haven't got any other ones at all, so we need to start, I suppose, collecting number 1. I don't mind like 1 and 2. I think after that I'm not particularly fussed. So now we're kind of going on to horror / thriller. Again, I found some really good ones. To start with, in CEX on my birthday, I found Prisoners. This is also a really nice slipcover. Is this a Denis Villeneuve film? Because I feel like it is. Is it? This is where I take ages. Where is it directed by Denis Villeneuve? It is indeed. I love Denis Villeneuve. As you know, I'm a massive fan of the Dune movies. I also really love Prisoners. I have Arrival. I haven't seen yet, but I have it. The only one I was not keen on was Enemy. Didn't really understand that, but I think I need to give that another rewatch. But Prisoners is a fucking good film. So good. It's terrifying. Hugh Jackman, what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal, and then Paul Dano as like the main kind of, I don't know, the creepy, weird bad guy. Really, really good. I love this film. You haven't seen it. It's about 2 daughters that go missing. And the 2 families trying to resolve it in their own ways because they're finding that the police aren't doing much about it, and it goes down a very dark path. Great film, should watch it. I've been trying to hunt for my copy of Deep Blue Sea for so long. I have only seen this once, and we were in Barbados on holiday, and for some reason this film was on, so we watched it. A really, really, really good film. I love Deep Blue Sea. If you didn't know, I like collecting animal films, like animal movies, shark movies, gorilla movies, King Kong, Godzilla, sharks, crocodiles. I have them all, and I really don't care. I don't care how goofy and silly and tacky they are. I still love them. This is in an original snappy DVD case as well. I think most people have seen this film, but I don't remember much about it. I need to rewatch it, but I have it now, so that's great. Another horror film, which is based on a Stephen King book, is Salem's Lot. I have not read the book. I have not watched the film, so I have this in my collection now. With the upcoming film Nosferatu coming out, which I'm so excited for. Lots of good reviews. Very excited. Can't wait to see Robert Eggers' take on that. I saw this and I was like, oh, you know, I'm feeling kind of vampire-y now that the Nosferatu film's coming out. So I wanted to collect it, and I am into and wanting to collect a lot more of Stephen King's film or book to screen adaptations. I also have The Exorcist. If you watched my wish list, The Exorcist was in this, and I found it. Secondhand, 50p, really excited. This is the original Exorcist. I have never seen it. I've seen The Omen, never seen The Exorcist, really excited. A lot of people, I think it was banned at some point in America, so I'm excited to see why. I also found A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, again, never seen this. Johnny Depp is in this film. What? I've never seen any Freddy Krueger films. I believe when I was a kid, I used to go to Blockbuster and Freddy vs. Jason was always in there. Loved the cover, but would never have watched it because I was only a kid. So I have this now to watch. I'm also building on my Insidious collection. I love 1, 2, 3 is not bad. And this is The Last Key. I feel like this is, again, another family or another separate entity to the family we see in number 1 and 2. I think The Red Door brings us back to the original family, but I haven't seen that one yet. But I have The Last Key just to see what it's all about. A brilliant film that I am absolutely in love with, and that is Psycho. I watched this for the first time this year and I really, really enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing. I think I watched half of it the year before and didn't finish it, so I actually finished it this time. I mean, most of you should know about Psycho. It's they're like with the drain going down, the blood going down the drain and the shower curtain being ripped. It is the film about Norman Bates, and he basically is a little bit cuckoo and dresses like his mother, and has her spirit within him, I think, or I don't know, he talks to himself, dual personality, split personality, whatever you want to call it, and murders people that come to his motel. I love it. I didn't also realise that the lady in this, the one on the cover, the one that gets murdered at the start, is Jamie Lee Curtis's mum. I didn't know that, and now I do. I, around Halloween time, was really in the mood for Sleepy Hollow, and obviously none of the streaming services had Sleepy Hollow on during that period, so I found it instead. I didn't watch it during Halloween. In the end, I found this more like kind of December time, and the mood was gone, but now I have it for next year. I really like Sleepy Hollow. It's a really nice kind of monotone, like monochromatic film, very grayscale, and it's just a creepy little Tim Burton movie. I like it. It's good for Halloween, absolutely. And a massive find that I'm so excited for. If you didn't know, I'm a huge fan of this franchise, and I found every single one. Really excited. And that's the Alien quadrilogy. I found this in a shop for £4, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and get it. And I know £4 is like nothing, but you know, I was hesitant, sorry. So I bought this. This includes let me try and see if I've got it in order. I do not. Typical. So we have Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. I don't mind any of these films. I love all of them. They all have their own unique selling point, in my opinion. I know a lot of people dislike 3 because of the way they took it, and also subsequently don't like number 4. I love these films. I don't care. I love all of them, and I have no qualms about it. Now we're moving on to some brand new physical media from a store. I don't buy a lot of brand new physical media, only because, you know, I could go down a slippery slope, and I almost did go down a very slippery slope when I went to HMV, and I had to make sure that I didn't. So firstly, this one was actually in my stocking. My husband got me a copy of Captain Fantastic. If you didn't know, this is one of my favourite films of all time, probably top 10 film of all time. It tells the story of a devoted father of 6 kids who they lose their mother and subsequently his wife. And they are kind of forced to leave their very off-grid lifestyle and travel to the suburbs or the city to have her funeral, and her family are very opposed to all of his I suppose morals and feelings and thoughts about the world. It's very funny, it's very sweet, it's very charming, and it's a really good film also about grief. I would definitely recommend it. It's my favourite thing ever. Great film. And then these are the ones that, actually I'll start with this one, and then the rest I picked up from the store. So this one, we got our son, no, I didn't get my son this, my sister bought my son, my sister bought my son this for his birthday. His birthday is December 1st, and I put this on his wish list, which is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's kind of becoming a bit of a Christmas Boxing Day tradition that we binge watch both films on the same day. On Boxing Day last year, Christmas Day last year, my husband had to work, so we watched Across the Spider-Verse for the first time. Loved it. This year on Boxing Day, we watched both at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but one after the other. Loved it. Great films, really friggin' good animation. I'm so excited for number 3. I don't know how long it's going to take to come out, but I am waiting for it, and I will be waiting for it. I just love those films. Love them. So this is what I picked up in HMV. This one was for my birthday from my husband. He got me June, so I then subsequently went and got June 2. I watched this yesterday. I'm going to be watching this one today as a New Year's Eve treat. These films are fantastic. If you haven't heard, I loved Dune 2, one of my top films of this year. Dune is one of my top films of all time. Denis Villeneuve does a fantastic job making the sci-fi genre kind of appeal to now our generation. Star Wars was like the 80s and 90s generation and the early 2000s. I know they did new ones, but I feel like they didn't slap as hard. This is our generation's new sci-fi epic, and I really hope that he does a couple more potentially. I don't know the plans, but I really hope at least Messiah is made, and then maybe Children of Dune. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna, but I'm hoping. I also got The Creator. This is on my watch list. I didn't hear a lot about it at all, and I've always been really curious about it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of AI from Steven Spielberg, a cross between that and Dune, so I don't know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. A little bit like Cloud Atlas potential vibes as well. It's a complete new movie. I have nothing to say about it because I don't know. If you watched my wish list, I am trying to build up my collection of Yorgos Lanthimos films, and I got Poor Things. I really wanted Kinds of Kindness as well, but they only had it on Blu-ray. So I was able to pick up Poor Things. And again, I have no idea what it's about, but I'm really excited to give that one a watch. And then a film that I have seen, and I bought it purely because the cover was delicious. The slip cover on this is amazing, and that is Dr. Sleep. This is the sequel to The Shining, I suppose. Dr. Sleep is a book that Stephen King did write, so it's not a sequel that he didn't have any involvement in. I feel like this is one of the best novel to screen adaptations of Stephen King that there has been. This was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I was really pleasantly surprised. I love how they brought little bits of the score back from the original Stanley Kubrick film. I don't have The Shining. I used to own The Shining. I need to own The Shining again, but I picked up Dr. Sleep purely because the cover was delicious and amazing and beautiful. And this is a really good film. If you've not seen it, I strongly suggest that you do. So that was everything I hauled towards the end of 2024. There's some new things in there, some secondhand things. I'm going to try this year to be a little bit more selective on what I bring in now. My shelves are starting to slowly fill up, and I really am going to be out of space very quickly. So I really want to start watching some of the things on my shelves that I've not seen before, see if I like them, see if there's films on there that, you know, I'm going to want to have forever in my collection. If not, then I'm going to purge and then hopefully fill my shelves with things that I do love. I really want a very curated collection of 5-star films for me on these shelves. I don't really want anything that's kind of a meh film on there that I liked, but I'm not really that bothered about. Obviously, I do share this space with my husband as well, so there are films on here that I absolutely detest, but you know, what can you do? He has to have some of his stuff there too. But yeah, that's kind of my goal, to be a bit more curated next year. So hopefully, maybe the hauls might be getting a little bit smaller, but I'll be bringing in things that I really want and love. Which I think is more important than having kind of massive hauls all the time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for sticking by me. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and yeah, sayonara. Bye.